The Wuthering Waves 3.3 live stream just dropped today. This seems like a good time to have another session. Hopefully, Ignacio is able to join this time if he isn't drained from his job in the gym. I wonder how he's been these days ever since the tragic situation that happened to him half a year ago.
Hey, Rosella. Man, it's been so long since we spoke like this.
I know, right? You have no idea how happy this makes me feel.
Yeah, I also feel the same way. However, it would be so much better if we could see each other in person again. I hope you can come back one day, since all of us miss having you around.
Yeah, I also miss seeing them as well. But hopefully you all can make a trip here in China one day.
Oh, that reminds me. I recall Hikari and I having a conversation with our trainer Lavina about potentially meeting up in Japan at some point in the future.
Now that you bring it up, China would definitely be the best destination to stop by first, so we can all go to Japan together.
Yeah, we've also considered that. By the way, have you watched the Wuwa livestream yet?
I actually haven't. I was just in the process of inviting everyone so we can watch it together. So I'm guessing Atsuko got you into it as well?
You guessed it, Rosella. Oh, and I see Ignacio was able to join us this time. This reunion is off to a good start so far. Now we just have to wait for Hikari and the others.
Yeah, it's nice to finally have some free time. These past 9 months haven't been easy. Sorry I wasn't able to join you guys last time, Rosella.
There's no need for you to apologize, Ignacio. I understand you had a tough day. Anyways, how have you been enjoying Wuwa so far?
After playing it for the past 4 months, I have to say that it's really awesome so far. The cinematic cutscenes and features as you progress in the story are mind-blowing.
Yeah, I noticed that Genshin has been taking some notes from it lately, especially Varka and Linnea's story quests where it's more noticeable.
Also, one thing I have to say about it is that the Traveler actually talks the most in the Nod Cry Archon quests, especially with Columbina, compared to the entire game, which is another page they took from Wuwa, since the Rover actually talks in every content. Hoyo has been doing the Traveler out of pocket for so many years, since at first he went from hardly ever talking at all for the first 3 versions to having 1 or 2 lines at the end of damn near every quest. At this point, you're more likely to hear Comey from Comey Can't Communicate talk than him. Also, fun fact, her and Furina both share the same English VA.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that anime with you and Ermias. I wonder why they never made a 3rd season since the manga continues afterwards. Plus, there are still some unanswered questions. But that isn't really important right now. The combat is also more fast-paced compared to Genshin, since it relies on combos over elemental reactions and actually timing your characters.
Yeah, and an interesting feature it has is that you can lock onto enemies, which is really helpful with keeping track of them if they move off screen. Also, another thing that makes the gameplay stand out more are the exploration features.
Yeah, Genshin should have already had a lot of these by now.
Oh, now that you bring it up, when it comes to exploration, the motorcycle shits on Mahuika's Flame Strider, since literally everyone has access to it. Plus, like Linnea's roller skates, you can use it as much as you want without a night soul limit. Plus, it's the main feature of Lahairoi, with its involvement in the story, and the challenges for it in the overworld. You can also upgrade it to make it a lot better for exploration. Plus, you get some astrites as you level it up while exploring the nation.
However, we can't use it outside of Lahairoi, which is understandable.
Other than that, we have the grappling hook, which is basically Kanich's and the Yunkasaur's main ability, but so much better since once again, it's accessible to everyone as one of the main gadgets you use throughout the game. And the last major feature is the glider you unlock after you make it to Rinasida, which is miles better than the clunky Cucasaurus that burns up a lot of phlogiston when you glide up. And even Chaska's giant revolver, which still surprises me to this day, and Aoife's strong-ass bird that carries him.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since we saw Kakuku and Aoife in the story. Speaking of which, this might be off topic, but whatever happened to Hangouts? He should have had one at some point after his release alongside Escoffier, since we mainly ever see him in events.
Actually, Hikari, it's a good thing you brought it up, since Wuwa, like Star Rail, also got it to the point where you can play through older main events anytime with limited rewards. Which Genshin should have already had by now, since there are so many character stories locked behind them up to this point that newer players will never get to experience.
Well, about that, Ignacio. They actually added that feature back in 5.8 during the summer event. But since then, they've only ever used it for that, and this year's Lantern Rite, where they introduced Z-Buy.
Oh yeah, no wonder I completely forgot about it. I don't know how long it would take them, but the first thing they should have done was added every old event to it. Especially last year's Lantern Rite and Ahita's birthday event, which was a disaster for the English dub due to the SAG-AFTRA strike last year.
Oh, for sure. Nahita's event should have been the first to have it. It's a shame that Genshin is basically a cash grab for Hoyoverse, since it still has so many problems to this day. Plus, the devs still refuse to listen to the community.
And most importantly, Genshin doesn't want to make money.
And yet they continue to finesse players with shitty Astral Wonderland. I swear, whoever came up with the idea to scam their players by literally forcing us to spend money to pool for the limited outfits needs to get their ass whooped.
You got that right, Ignacio. That's the second worst thing Hoyo has ever done behind Cyrene's weapon skin in Star Rail.
Yeah, I still, to this day, can't believe that they held it as part of their spending event. And speaking of Star Rail, why the fuck does Xiaoji still have a job there?
I'm with you on this, Atsuko. This dumbass nigga has been ruining the story since Penacony.
Damn, you rarely ever see Yensa this upset.
You should have seen Rosella's reaction when her server was invaded by Robin and his avatar last year.
Well, most of us have seen it plenty of times in person. She may seem sweet and innocent on the outside, but when it's time to get serious, she turns into a completely different person.
I just did what I had to do to defend my friends. Also, I remember Dawei mentioning that he was upset with the state of the game, I believe around 3.2 last year.
Oh boy. What a terrible time it was to be a Star Rail fan during Asphurius, the Land of Power Creep, where they introduced all of the broken characters and fucked up the story even more by making the missions 8 to 10 hours long, which is ridiculous! Especially since Wuwa and Genshin usually have theirs at around 3 to 4 hours, while making it easier for players to understand and get into, compared to the boring, dragged-out cutscenes with black and white text. Kuro, if you ever come across this video, please stick to your current formula throughout the years to come, since it's been working out amazing, and never become like Star Rail. And Dawei, firing Xiaoji for a better storyteller could have been the first step in the right direction to fixing the game.
You know what the funny thing about this is, Atsuko? The new planet plus elation basically proves how much of a joke the entire game is. I was just about to say the same exact thing, Hikari. However, I saw 2 of the trailers for Silverwolf's new form, and so far they've been awesome. She's basically the Sung Jin Woo of that universe. I agree, Lavina. Also, I don't know a lot about Evanesha, but her gameplay looks interesting as well. By the way, I've seen a screenshot of her holding a piece of toast in her mouth for a scene she and the Trailblazer shot together that apparently happened in the beginning of some slice-of-life anime that she watched or some shit.
Yeah, I'm also confused since I haven't played through the story ever since 3.2. However, I played the Fate collab with Hannah and Zibalanke, and we instantly understood why everyone hated it.
Yeah, as a Fate fan, this was a complete disaster. But we should save this topic for a different day. Anyways, since Adam is currently showing one of his cousins who came from Italy around the city, I managed to find a good friend of ours to take his spot, who should be here at any second now.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Ayana Mescarim. I'm the avatar of Ratatosker the Sly Messenger. I'm also a cousin of Ermius, who was kind enough to invite me, since Adam isn't able to join at the moment. So you must be Rosella. Ermius and Atsuko told me a few things about you. It's nice to finally meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well, Ayana. You're always welcome in our Garden of Roses.
Well, thanks for the offer, Rosella. By the way, I noticed that we have a lot of people in this server. But would you mind if I invited one more person? She really wants to watch the Wuthering Waves live stream with us.
Sure thing, Ayana. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for us.
Yay! I'll let her know to join us now.
By the way, judging by your god, I'm guessing you must be half Swedish. I recall running into Ratatosker in Smite a few times.
Yep, and he was also in the 2 newer God of War games. By the way, I'm not sure if most of you are old enough to have heard of this ancient MMO game that is surprisingly still around, but he's also in Wizard 101 as a life AoE spell.
Yeah, about that, Ayana. I've only played through it until the paywall started after Triton Avenue when I was around 8 or 9 years old. But you can discuss with my good friend Amari about it whenever you guys meet each other in the server, since he usually plays with his girlfriend Olivia once a year during Christmas.
Oh yeah! They now have it to where every account has a free membership for 12 days during that time. Also, a few years ago, they started doing free member events that last for a week during May and September for their anniversary.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tira. I'm the avatar of Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Also, like Ayana, I'm half Eritrean and Swedish. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've seen you around before. Either way, it's nice to meet you, Tira.
Welcome to the Garden of Roses, Tira. Oh, by the way, since everyone's here, we should start up the live stream.
Oh, you're right, Rosella. We've been waiting for everyone to arrive for 11 minutes now.
Now that you bring it up, Ignacio, this is unfortunately gonna have to be split into separate videos. I just know our editor is gonna have a tough time going through everything. But at least Atsuko's ranting is able to make up for it in some way.
Oh, not you too, Rosella!
At least it was worth noting our experiences with Wuwa while comparing it to the two Hoyo games.